the HerHorizon podcast. I'm Jacqueline Kimani.
I'm Ngendon Jr. and nice to see you today.
Nice to see you too. So let's get to it. Episode today will be called Mid-Career Retrospect. This episode is inspired by the fact that we're both in the middle of our careers. Personally, on this career path, I've been there for now half a decade.
On myself, I've been in this career for like 9 years, and it's been a rough and learning journey.
And that's why we'll start with our questions. We're going to be candid, we're going to be open, and we hopefully can give you a lesson or one that you can learn from us. The first question would be, what was one expectation you had about your career that turned out to be completely different from reality?
When I started my career, I think what really stood out, or what my focus was, to work hard, please people, please my boss, not get into trouble, just work hard and do my job, not interfere with anyone, not interfere with the bullies or the people who are senior than me. That was my goal when I entered my job. That's what I could say.
And so what is the difference? What have you seen that was different from that expectation?
I would say, like, working hard does not earn you the promotion. It does not earn you the getting to the next level. Does not earn you a good pay rise. So what I've learned is that you have to be visible. You have to speak out your work. Your work does not speak for itself. You have to verbally say, I did this project, and my client was happy. I have to verbally say what I've done.
Okay, that's very true. You have to, your work has to be seen by the right people. It's, I guess, working smart instead of hard.
What's your experience?
For me, I think my experience is usually when you start your career, you expect, you'll start as a junior, then you'll rise up the rank, and you feel like that path is pretty direct from the beginning. But sometimes that is not true. When I see the career trajectories of different people, I've seen that those who've risen pretty quick were people who had held their hand and vouched for them right from the beginning. That will make a huge difference. No matter how hard you work, no matter how tough you are, it's good to have somebody who holds your hand from the beginning, and that will make a whole lot of difference from your peers.
I could say the mentorship is really important. That's what I'm learning, and the relationships that you create with your mentors, that will really propel you to the next level. If you just walk alone, like, it will be really hard to rise into the ranks.
That's so true. Another expectation I would expect is about compensation, to be quite honest. I think you also think of justice and fairness. Fairness is very relative in terms of compensation, so fight for your fair wage, because with the current political times, you've seen how taxes have increased, levies have increased, and it makes a difference whoever lobbied for a higher salary in the beginning than if you did not. So just have this in consideration for the future. So I think that sums it up. So on to the next question. If you could go back and advise your 23-year-old self, fresh, hopeful, maybe a little nervous, what would you say?
23, what was I doing? I just cleared campus and I was joining internship. My first internship was a PA. But what I'll tell my 23-year-old Ngendo is, first, you should, I'd written them now because I have a list. Learn different things. Do not be so, I studied accounts, I have to do accounts. Be very open to learn different things and expose yourself to so many skills at that age. If you're in marketing, just expose yourself in the marketing. If you're doing accounts, do tax, do audit. Don't just be glued to one thing. Another thing I would encourage my 23-year-old is, just be bold and speak despite your voice is shaking. If your voice is shaking, just don't be scared. Just do it while shaking. Another thing I'll really tell my 23-year-old self is, go to training. Train as much as possible. Get mentors, get trainings, go to those conferences on on maybe trade, go to those virtual trainings, just attend as much as training as possible. That's this is just a bit of what I would say now.
I think I feel the same way too. Also, I feel like what you've said. When you're young, own your space. You deserve to be there. Speak up. Let yourself be seen. I know sometimes it can be daunting, but honestly, people are just finessing out here. So don't be nervous. Also, don't be nervous to ask questions. Don't be nervous to approach people. As Ngendo has also said, experience different things, do different jobs, see what's out there for you and what you like. And honestly, don't let people or your parents derail you into getting into a career path that they think is right for you. Whatever you feel your heart is really yearning for, go on that path. It's okay if it changes later. We're humans, we evolve, we change, we grow. So it's okay if one day you want to be a makeup artist and then you wake up the next day you want to be an accountant. It's okay, for as long as you're young, experience all this, and then that will really actually advise on which career path you'll do later. That's all I can say. And yes, on your space.
I can also add, travel a lot, even though it's locally, like visit Embu, Meru, like just travel and understand people thinking, what other communities are doing. That will give you a lot of understanding of what people need, what the market needs, and how the world thinks. So that's something I lacked, but it's something I'm really trying to embrace now, to travel and also to learn more about other people, other areas, and what people do to make a living.
Basically, like get exposure of different cultures and different people. That's so true. And have fun. I mean, have fun while doing it. Don't take life too seriously. You're young. You have the energy. You have the time. You might not have the money, but it doesn't matter. Whatever you have fun. Enjoy life. That's all I can say. Should I go to the next question?
Yes.
Do you wanna ask?
Okay, I can go to the next question. What is the worst career advice you received, and how did you unlearn it?
Hey, my worst career advice comes from people who are older than me, and it's the one you've just said. That thing of, you go to work, you work hard, you don't shake the boat, and everything will be okay. That's the worst career advice, because you just become the mouse on the corner that nobody recognizes. You will work hard, you will spend offices and nights in the office working, and then you're wondering why your other colleagues are getting the corner office, and you, despite working hard, you're being passed on for promotions. No, that's I mean, at the end of the day in this world, it's all about politics. Get to know the right people, get to be seen by the right people, speak up, and just have focus. Like, play your cards right.
That's true.
And that's what will get you promoted.
It makes sense. I'll also echo on that. That's the worst I got. Like, do not make the boss angry. Do not just change the system. Even your cooker, don't change it. But that at times does not really make you think. Because what's the difference? If I come to this office and I just continue with how things are being done, then what impact do I create in that office? So at times it's good to to speak out what you can do better, and what you can do better to improve the system.
That is
so just don't. At times following the rules or just following the system does not really.
Because you just become another fly on honestly on the wall. You're just one of them. There's nothing that's making you stand out.
Sure.
And then people also, I think sometimes speaking up doesn't mean being rude. It just means airing your opinions is seen as a skill for leadership. And people get to respect you and respect your opinion. So Do you have anything else to add?
I don't think I have. That's maybe what I'm doing to unlearn it. Maybe we say that. Maybe learning what I'm doing is a lot of exposure, and also getting to learn from mentors, people I want to become. I look up to them and I see how they're dealing with other people. That's what I'm doing. And also just getting out of my comfort zone and trying to understand how other things are done. And if the system is not working, it's just good to challenge your boss, and in a soft way. As a lady, you usually have this soft way, not being very aggressive. Aggressive does not work, but soft, there's a way you can approach someone and correct them in a right way, and they'll see your point of view in something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that also applies to men. You just have to. You just have to know how you bring out your message.
Yeah.
And then to that. I think even for me, the unlearning part is, of course, mentors, of course, listening to videos, looking at people I really admire, and being like, these people, they were not at the corner keeping quiet. No, they really showed up for themselves. And that's the most I can say.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Should we go to questions?
Yes.
Okay. So, that segment we had was about growth, burnout, and boundaries. It's a controversial one. And then the question is, how do you know the difference between ambition and burnout, and what boundaries have helped you stay sane?
Ambition, what comes to my head is ambition will really propel you or energize you to the next step. It will help you, or you'll get excited. There's that fuel. Despite how hard something will be, it will just propel you to go next and go next. While burnout on my end, this is what you're doing the job the way it's supposed to be done, but you're always tired, you're always sad. I think that's the difference of burnout and being ambitious. You can always, because even like this startup, the big startups like Steve Jobs, I'm sure the work was really hard, and they had sleepless nights and they were tired, but they know the goal and they were very, I think that's ambition, because you're propelled to the end goal. But burnout is like, it's not clear of where am I headed. I'm just working and working, but the goal is not very clear. Yeah.
I think you just said exactly what I would have said. I mean, burnout, I feel like you burn out a lot if you're just there. Every day you wake up, you do what you're supposed to do, but there's no end goal, there's no focus, and then it's also not something you're passionate about.
Passion.
Something you're like, ambition is when there's something that, yes, it might be challenging, but the motivation to do it makes you wake up in the morning or even sometimes at night to look for solutions to solve that. That keeps that fire. But then burnout is, I call it suffering for no purpose. You're just suffering every day with no purpose. So I'd rather have ambition than just burnout. Yeah.
Maybe something else I could add on the ambition part. There's someone who defined purpose. Purpose is passion and pain. You know how you have the graph, you now have the passion and the pain. Now where that the x-axis for passion and pain, that's your purpose. So that's sum up for ambition, because there is pain, but there is the purpose at the end of it.
Yeah. It's like I'm suffering for something.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah, there's an end goal. That's so true. So identify your ambition. Again, identify something that makes you wake up in the morning and wants to do it. And again, I think also when you're ambitious, even when you're tired. Like for example, today, for today's episode, I think the fact that we have passion to do it is what motivated us to actually do it, because when you're motivated about something, you have 1,000,001. If you don't have a passion for something, you have 1,000,001 reasons not to do it, and reasons always show up.
Yeah, like today is Tuesday after work at 5, but now it's what time?
It's almost 7.
It's almost 7. We are here, and you left work and you're here dedicated to do this. So I think this is ambition. We can give such an example.
Yeah, that's what it's an example for ambition. Yeah. So as you've heard, it's already evening, so we are not discussing a lot. We'll continue with the questions.
Yeah. And
then the fourth question is on gendered experiences. Have you ever felt underestimated or boxed in because of your gender, and how did you navigate that moment?
A lot. I told you my first experience in working in an office, I was more like an intern, an assistant to an PA, but my job was mostly cutting or bringing tea. But essentially, I was supposed to help the PA in writing letters, but somehow I was just given these are 2 jobs, cut cake. But funny enough, the PA was a lady, so I don't know. It's just that maybe she knew her worth, and I didn't know my worth there. I didn't know what was my purpose.
That's a good way to see it.
But now currently, what I'm really trying to just get out these gender roles is that the cutting of cake. I just don't like it. Somehow in my office, I'm just, oh Mary, can you cut for us the cake?
Yeah, with the cake, office cake match. Yeah.
And the men will be like, oh, they will not even stand to do anything. It's you guys to do it. So I think I try to. Another thing, it's maybe writing minutes.
Yeah.
There's that silent rule, like the lady in the room is the one to write minutes, and maybe there's someone dedicated to do that, but because you're the lady, you're the one who you're told to write the minutes. So maybe those are some of the pointers I can say. Yeah.
That's so true. Being the cake matron, bringing tea, bringing water, everything. But also, what I have noticed is, at least based on my experience, and I think it's because we are still pretty young, is when people just don't take you seriously. Like right from the beginning, they show you that they're not taking you seriously. Yeah. So how I have always navigated that is, I always say, I've met more of you than you have met more of me. So, however you think you're acting or treating me, I've been there, done that, seen you. I always see it, so I'm not shocked. So you're the one who's thinking that you acting that way towards me will shock me. No, it doesn't. So, coming back to our previous questions and answers, that's why I've learned it's very important to speak up, to say your opinion, and to be seen and heard, because somehow that will earn you respect. And respect doesn't mean necessarily being liked, you know?
That's true.
People don't have to like you to respect you, but if they respect you and you respect what you have to say, then I think you are able to create impact. True.
And also another thing I could say is, you can stop someone. Maybe if there is someone in your office dedicated to do that job, but maybe it's a man, and they feel like because you're the young girl, you're supposed to do it. But that's the job. You're like, that's not my job description, it's yours. You just say it politely. Unfortunately, I can't do it. There's someone else who's supposed this and this. It's their JD to do this.
Yes.
Just speak out very respectfully and leave it at that. And people will learn.
Yeah, they'll learn. They might not necessarily like it. They might not necessarily react positively to it. But again, it's not about being liked. It's about people learning that just because you're a woman and a young one at that you're supposed to be doing matronly
duties.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I can read the other question.
Sure.
So, what are you currently unlearning at this stage of your career?
What am I currently? Again, based on summarizing what we've just been speaking, I think for me, I'm also learning that again, to be visible is the kind of projects you take up and the kind of projects that that fire you up and you feel they align with where you want to go and where you want to be in the future. So in the beginning of my career, because I was Miss Goody Two Shoes, I just did whatever work that was thrown on me. And usually when you're Miss Goody Two Shoes, people just throw the work that is not relevant, that's not important, and all the, I won't call it that work, but all the work that nobody else wants to do. So you end up doing so many things, but none of that is relevant to probably to the organization's goals, to the goals of the team, and therefore you end up being invisible. You've been helping, but you're not probably contributing to the KPIs and to the goals. So I've really learned that, and it's okay to politely kind of say, this does not align with where I'm going or my sector or my passion, and maybe you can give it to someone else. How you can do that is always look for projects that align with where you're going. Then you'll always be busy. So that has been for me.
I would say I support that. Also, you can be kind and also command authority. You don't have to be rude and step on other people's heads for your leadership to be seen. There's a still calmness that commands authority. That's what I'm learning. Because at times I've gone through bosses in my career that were very mean and they are bullies. You don't have to be a bully to be in leadership. That's true. There is a way you speak, your calmness, your authority. It doesn't have to be very bullish. You don't have to be a bully to be a leader. That's true. And also learn to, when I continue mentoring people, I also learn to take up that space and also be be seen and be visible. Yeah.
That's so true. And also I think it's important when you've spoken about mentorship,
Yeah.
I think I'm also learning, like, it's just good to also take up someone who's younger and starting in their career. I think that's why we even started this podcast, and just mentor them, because in retrospect you see where you're coming from and what you've experienced. You really don't want someone else to experience that. So I'm really learning that, because we have to support each other, to help each other to rise, so that we make the path easier for those who are coming after us.
And also speak about your achievements. Speak them, verbalize them, and people will just see what you're doing. You just don't be at your desk just putting in data. No one cares. Just when you verbalize it in meeting, make sure in every meeting you say something. Just don't leave a meeting and you didn't say something. I think it's important. I've really learned that from my colleagues that are really doing well. Speak something, even say something, you'll do something, or you work on something after this meeting, I'll work on it. But make sure you're visible and you're heard in the office.
That's so true.
That's something I'm learning, and it's really helpful in my career at the moment.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. There's no need to be scared. Again, not everyone knows what they're doing, so people just speak up. Yeah.
And maybe something else you'll be shocked of how much you know and people don't know.
That's also
how much knowledge that you have and other people don't have. So it's just that you have it within you, you just put it out there.
And that's valuable.
Very, very valuable.
That's very valuable. Yeah. Should I ask the question?
Sure.
So we are on to our last question.
Yeah.
What's something you're really proud of that your younger self never imagined possible?
I would say being around global leaders, like the who and who's.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially being the only African lady around the global people. You're sitting around them and they're listening to you.
Yeah.
That I'm proud of. I wouldn't imagine myself at 23 sitting around all those global leaders and being an only African lady and them listening to me. That's huge for me. Yes.
That's nice. That's so true. Getting that opportunity is also a privilege.
True.
You can't take for granted. I think for me is I think doing a lot of things that I would have wanted. Like when I was 23, I thought, oh my god, that is so big. How do I ever achieve that? And right now you just achieve them. And then you're like, yeah, it was just a dream back then, but somehow in all the chaos, because it's not been easy, you managed to achieve them. And then now it's like, now you're setting up new goals for yourself for the next years. And you're like, when I was 23 and I used to dream of doing these things or being in these spaces or all that, and I think I'm there. So even whatever I'm planning for the future, I think it will be completely doable. And that has given me so much confidence that maybe in the midst of that chaos, I had personally lost, and I'm so proud of myself for being grateful for that. Like, actually just being grateful and being like, yes, I did it and now I can do it again. That's what I'm really, because it also really changes your perspective of how you see life and how you see things. You see more solutions even when there are challenges.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that sums it. Our discussion for today. The topic is very profound because it makes me appreciate my journey, where I've come from, the challenges that I've gone through, and how far I'm going.
Yes.
Because there's a time I'll sit down and say, what can you tell your 30-year-old?
Yes. Oh my god, yeah.
So I have to make the dreams or make the memories for the 30-year-olds also. And I think we should give an applause to ourselves. We've done well.
Oh yes.
From 23 to here.
Oh my god, yeah.
We're really, and we're pushing.
Yeah.
We're pushing forward, new challenges. What is before us, we're looking forward and excited for what is before.
That's
what is coming.
That's so true. Life is a journey and not a destination. So
we enjoy.
And we keep learning, you know? You keep learning, so don't beat yourself up for not knowing things and not being where, like, it's a journey. Every day something new, a new achievement, failure, you wake up, you make it, you fall. embrace the whole journey.
That's
And
true.
I think that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
We are really trying to enjoy the journey of life.
And we'll have also, maybe we can add on to this, we'll have an event on the 28th,
Yes.
and we'll invite ladies like us. They'll share the experiences and also a bit of what they can tell their 23rd year old, what they can tell them, and we have a speaker who is older than us and can expound more on how to continue this journey.
Yeah, so we really encourage you to be there. We will post more details, just not on YouTube, but also on our social media channels. And we hope to see you there, and hope you keep on getting inspired. And let's grow together and reach the horizon.
Yes.
Because this is HerHorizon.
HerHorizon.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have anything else to
I
say.
also don't have anything else to say. Also, shout out to our camera lady, Ngendo, who's also our beautiful makeup artist. So, you see, double talented. Makeup, camera, everything. Thank you for everything. We are happy to support you, and we love you and care about you. And yeah, have a nice evening. Bye.
See you.